Hi beautiful beings of light, this is Yana and welcome to my YouTube channel. Still in the month of February 2022 in a sign of Pisces, and of course we had this beautiful activation that was February 22nd. And you guys started the 20th, maybe the 21st, 22nd. I had to rest a lot, sleep a lot, maybe I was dreaming a lot, or who knows where I was, right? I mean, downloading all kinds of information, I mean, through light codes, okay, through frequency, vibration, and so on. You know, those who work vibrationally, of course, who work in those invisible realms as well. We do lots of work in those etheric planes and astral planes, in those highest densities, because we are multidimensional. Even the planet is multidimensional, and we've been engaged in multidimensional wars and war over the humanity consciousness, even of the planet, the solar system, Milky Way, and even this galaxy, and so on. So, and this information that I'm sharing with you guys, it's for really consciousness expansion. Don't take things personally. It comes through my soul signature, energy signature, right, through my filters, my operational system. So this is how I perceive it. Okay, and so I'm sharing the information based on direct experiences, and how you guys then perceive it becomes your world, your reality, your story, right? Even especially if something triggers you, if you don't agree with something, hey, you're more than welcome to, right? But then remember, we're very powerful co-creators with the divine. That's how we were designed. Those angelic, divine, luminous beings, and of course we have also the hybrid races here, and we have ET DNA, right, and so on. So be very mindful, extremely important, watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions, even our deeds and actions, right, because it creates our reality. So what are we creating? And of course, asking ourselves who we are, why did we come here to this planet, what are our gifts and talents, soul's purpose, mission, right? That was the full moon in Leo just a couple of weeks ago. Extremely important for me, just being of service. This is how I can exit this matrix, the false matrix. We would talk about the archons, right, about the fallen ones, the fallen archangels, or the chimera group, this whole military stuff, the military faction, the deep corrupted state, the DARPA, right, the SSP of the negative faction, the MIC, military industrial complex, the ICC, that's the interplanetary corporation or conglomerates, okay. So also remember, I'm just kind of talking about this two different timelines, the split in reality, split in consciousness, right? Those were kind of on the descension spiral, right? The metaverse, hooked to AI, and so on, just disconnected from God, from source, whether on that human level, the physical level, but also in that astral plane as well, right? All kinds of races and entities, whether they're not choosing the biogenesis, they're not choosing ascension, and that's okay. But here I am for the ascension timeline, right? We are holding the frequency vibration, activating the DNA. So the Unity Meditation Center, Walter, we've been doing it for 6 years. I go over the Ascension protocol. I have some notes from Ashayana DNA, the corruption, like I said, in the solar system, in a Milky Way, and of course our DNA, our light body, our spirit body. What those negative ones, we're doing all kinds of experimentations for millions of years, right? So maybe I can go over some of that. And I have the New Earth jurisdiction. We're implementing the Galactic Codex. We can go over that, just kind of building the momentum. Remember, with Marina Jacobi, quantum manifestation, what do you want to manifest, right? It's all about the frequency vibration, the momentum, fractal by fractal, right? You just kind of, you have to hold that space for it, build that platform, right? And that resonance, you have to build it stronger and stronger and stronger. And the frequency, even though I flip, and because I do shadow work, remember, I am a shadow worker, the polarity integration. So I didn't have a really, happy day yesterday because of watching, videos from Ashayana, just learning about the corruption and all these the horrible things, nefarious activities, criminal activities, from those fallen ones from 11 dimension, 10 dimensions, how they even control, manipulate planets and Milky Ways through wormholes and through their black hole technology. So where's the education? Again, Lisa Rene, right? Extremely important for me, for the work that I do and what I've been experiencing. Oh my God, introducing project and yoga to military, and I received a horrible backlash back then in 2009 or 2010, and I was just wondering and then you go deep down into the rabbit hole and it just it's like never ends, right? It's been more than a decade, and again, I am just building upon that, right? And what I created back then more than a decade ago, and now I have the Ascension protocol, right, with the New Earth jurisdiction implementing the Galactic Codex. We're asking for divine justice, horrible criminal activities, nefarious acts from those in those higher echelon, abuse of power and authority in military and government, in the entire infrastructure. We talk about the corporations, right, the pharma, the entertainment, the press, the media, right? They all run the quantum, phantom matrix. They're coming from that inverted system, okay? And some of those entities or talking heads are nothing but clones or drones, soulless beings because of cloning. I mean, highly advanced technologies, guys. So time to educate yourself, and those who are ready, right? My videos are for my soul tribe, even though I'm just now doing the work on that physical plane. Looks to me like by myself. Nobody contacted me. I guess nobody wants to talk about those kind of things with me, so I have to do whatever I can, with my limited resources, but that's okay. I just do actually what I love to do, expressing myself, my knowledge and education, and my energy, right? My energy, my frequency, vibration, who I really am, because I don't need people or the military just kind of saying, or just kind of distributing or spreading some kind of distortions, right, about my being or about my project, who I am and what I represent, from kind of 3-letter agencies hooked to the super quantum computers of the dark fleet, the ICC, the MIC, the DARPA, right? Just name it, or making super soldier out of me. This is not cool. I come from that yoga tradition, okay? Yoga union with the divine, yoga Ayurveda. That's kind of my background, and I've been persecuted, attacked, ostracized. I mean, horrible things happening even through my soul tribe, my family in a military, right? That MC, that the Marine kind of thing. So this is not cool. This is not okay. And at the same time, I understand that frustration, and also I know the torture that those guys went through, right? The recruitments, the dining in, the satanic rituals, the cult, bones and skull, and of course, who wants to talk about it, right? Here, like, you have your military fighting for this country. Which country? Okay, the U.S. corporation, or going now the Republic, and with the resurrected Constitution of 1776, right? So again, we are running 2 timelines. There are 2 entities here, right? 2 earths, the AI artificial earth, and the organic ascension timeline, with the natural earth, mother nature, goddess Gaia, and all connection, even with AI, but that is connected to God, to source. Marina Jacobi, she has her material. She talks about the artificial AI that is disconnected from God, from source, and then that is connected to God, to source. So please have your inner connection, do the inner work. Extremely important, right? For guardians, for starseeds, for empath sensitives. You guys, this video may be for you, but also, of course, I deal with the military stuff and the shadow work and all these injustices, and all the wrongdoings that been happening in those higher places, right, where it should not be like that, because we have star family, galactic family helping us, or people in the inner earth, right? The Telosians, the Garthians, they live in total peace, harmony with nature, and having direct connection to God, to source. And those are the energies of Atlantis or Lemuria, right? We are resurrecting all that through our higher heart, through our higher mind, and so on. Being on the sun, being on in nature, go to the beach, go to the mountains, be close to the trees, or look at the green. Just kind of activate your DNA. Decalcify the pineal gland, right? Drinking distilled water, eating superfood, guys. So let's go then over the ascension, but let's protect ourselves, right? Invoking the wild flame. Saint Germain. Let me see. Do you have that little book? Yes. So this is, guys, this is the color, the highest frequency spectrum in a visible plane. Okay, the wild flame. I'm still filing taxes, I guess. Turbo for free. Anyway, breath, the prana chi, guys. Like yesterday, I was dealing with all kinds of things, losing key on the beach. Have to check my brake, right? Start making some noise, interesting noise. What else? I was dealing with some flood in the bathroom. So, because the maintenance is not well in those buildings. It's unbelievable, right? We need free energy technology, and also watching the 5G towers, where they're putting it, the red wave frequency. I talk about that as well. Anyway, centering ourselves, like, very important, guys. Going to that sacred chamber of your heart. That's where the altar is. Just go there each and every day, before you go to bed, or in the morning, right? Or whenever there's a stressful situation. Observe your breath. Go into your heart, into your center. Know that all is well. Know that you're eternal, you're powerful, you're strong, you're luminous, angelic, divine being on ascension path, ascension timeline, and that we're making it. Okay, and that we are consciousness, we are bliss, we are eternal, we are all that is. So long deep inhalations and long deep exhalations, and that takes you deeper into your heart, and the intention goes from that busy mind into that heart space, into that heart chakra, the higher heart, the energy vortexes, right? That's a portal to those other dimensions. And of course, feel your pineal gland being purified. Feel that crystalline energy in the middle of the brain. Your tongue touches the upper palate. That's how you turn on the circuitry. That's how you can connect to those cosmic energies, and being on the sun, activating the DNA, going from carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA. Just feel the flow. Feel your energies. Feel that sacred geometry. Feel that peace comes from within. Beloved Empress bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. Beloved Empress bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. Just feel the energy of grace, of freedom, of forgiveness, of liberation, of joy, of transformation. The birds are singing here, they're chirping. So that's a good sign. They're enjoying themselves, they're having fun. And we're enveloping ourselves with that sacred violet flame of transformation, transmutation, releasing that negativity, the density, the miasma, all these, the dogma, the karma, okay, from our cellular densities and from our aura, our energy field. Just feel your electrons spinning faster and faster, right? Because the blockages are being released. We're unlocking ourselves from that false matrix. Our mind is being free. Our emotions are purified. Just feel that harmony, that stillness, that warmth that comes from your heart. Right, we're walking those energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude, being grateful for everything. And being compassionate with everything that's been happening, that is happening in our environment, in our lives, in this world, in this dimension. Right, it's for our expansion, and having those spiritual tools, we know how to transform all that, understanding universal laws. We're aligning with the law of one, with God's divine will, right? Our personal will merging with the divine will, very important. We came here for a specific mission assignment. We have a work to do. Now it's time to join together, form communities in unities with ETs, because we have the ET DNA. We're connecting with the Pleiadians, with the Icturians, with the Syrians, with the Dromedans, with the good ETs, right? Helping us with the ascension, with the evolution or re-evolution, with the awakening in consciousness. And we're freeing ourselves from that false matrix of the archons, of those fallen archangels, the draconians, okay, the reptilians of the negative faction. Remember, there are Dracos of the positive faction. Remember, some of us, we do have their DNA, so we have to honor that. But what gives you also the negativity kind of thing, it's that negative ego construct, right? That needs to be released and transformed. That's why invoking the violet flame, to me, extremely important each and every day. That's what works for me. So seeing yourself in that violet flame of transformation, transmutation.
Okay, good to know. That'd be my most expensive.
And just feeling the negativity, it's leaving your body, right? And you're creating space for that Christos Sophia consciousness to come in. The energies of joy and happiness, of bliss and harmony, of peace. It's now entering your vessel, right? And we are opening that inner channel, that Shushumna. And you see all the chakras flowing easily and beautifully and spinning really fast. That's how we raise the frequency vibration. That's how we can heal, transform, and ride the waves of ascension. And feeling our multidimensionality. Right? Activating 12 strands of DNA. That's why the 12D shielding, the platinum light, very important. Resurrecting all our energies and the sacred geometry that comes from the divine. We're going back to the original divine blueprint of ourselves and of this divine matrix, 15-dimensional universal time matrix with 12 dimensions. So feel that power, that strength within you, that honor, that respect, that self-esteem, self-confidence. Start feeling love for yourself, everything that you went through. Take care of yourself, forgive yourself, and just be compassionate. Everything that's been happening to us or happened to us, those are lessons, right, that we came here to learn. Actually, we do have contracts and agreements with the DNA parents, I mean, where we were born, even with that country, even with that city or with that town or with that village, because we are the authors of our lives. We write the script. So who do we want to blame or judge? I mean, we can express our disagreements, or we can express our opinions, right? Or expressing our truth with loving kindness. Extremely important. And especially those also who do the shadow work. That's what we do, right? So many people are knowledgeable. So many people know all the stuff on the external, right? But then handling their own feelings or emotions, their situations, right, may not be that easy for them. That's why we have to really work on ourselves so we become whole and complete again. So again, guys, I talk about the chakra columns, right? Here, where we're liberating ourselves from the first 3 chakras. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them as long as we live in our hearts. We are expressing our truth. We're activating our third eye, our DNA, right? And we have the connection with God, with Source, invoking the Violet flame so you can cleanse your entire chakra column. Again, my background is in yoga, Ayurveda, and this is how I teach things, okay? And the Sushumna, right, it runs the inner column. And then, of course, we have the Ida and Pingala. Those are female energy and male energy. Pingala, that's the masculine. It starts on the right side. Ida, female energy, right? And it does this kind of snake kind of motion. Remember, the Kundalini, right? Serpent power energy. It lies in your coccyx area. And that's what we've been targeted, you know, very powerful starseeds, right? Very important to master our energies, manage those energies, the sexual energies, because the negative ones and what I've experienced in family and in relationships and then in the military, abuse of sexual powers, abuse of our chakras, of our energy field, those are vortexes, okay? And especially the heart chakra and the higher heart, right, that opens us to the other dimensions. And our DNA is key to go through stargates. We do have connection to the stars. We come from the stars. So learn also about the aliens, all these alien races, right, and star constellations. The universe is vast. and it never ends, right? Multiverse, ultraverse, and so on. So all the star constellation, guys, we're not alone here, okay? And then, of course, we talk about the density 1, the personality matrix, soul matrix, monad matrix, avatar matrix, and then universal mind matrix, right? You can download that Ascension glossary, Lisa Renee, and please study that, those who are interested in this kind of material, okay? Because the negative ones, they know this. They have technology highly advanced, like I said, psychotronic weapons, right? Exotic weaponry, you know, scalar weapons. They harness that energy from our DNA, and they do all kinds of corruption, all kinds of destruction, all kinds of torture, tyranny, and so on, right? So if this is something that you're interested, here's the material. You can educate yourself. And I already kind of talk about some on the Ascension protocol, right, for my New Earth project and so on. So yeah. So that was the 12D shielding, unity meditation with Sandra Walter, Christ light, bringing the crystalline technology back online in our DNA, right? So activating the DNA, extremely important. Quantum manifestation protocol, Marina Jacobi. Then 5D protocol from Telos, walking those energies of love, right? Of faith and trust and grace and gratitude, very important. Balancing our karma through nutrition. That's for Ascension, Magenta Pixie. She's the author of the book. I really like that book a lot. So very careful what we eat. I know, like, from being then vegetarian, vegan, actually we were designed to be breatharian. That's the synthesis of that solar light, right? The plasma light is coming online, the solar flares and everything, guys. Like people in the inner earth, right? The galactics, the galactic commanders, and so on, they know how to synthesize light and how to take nutrition and vitamins and minerals from that solar plasma photonic light. Or you can study Detox 101 from Marina Jacobi. The Galactic Codex, we can go over that. 8 steps of yoga, right? With yamas, niyamas, with ethics, morals, the spiritual discipline, sadhana, extremely important. Ayurvedic cooking with all the spices, food combining, right? There's food that doesn't go together. That's why I don't go to restaurants. I don't know what kind of oil they use. Simple ingredients, simple cooking, pure ingredients, okay, used for your cooking. Or right now here, again, the sun, the heat. So organic fruits and vegetables, drinking distilled water, purified water, and so on. And even fasting is recommended as well. So chanting, japa mantra meditation. We did it last time, right? I'm a being of fire. I am the purity God desires. So you're welcome just to chant that. Or I am purity. I am innocent. I am bliss. I am all that is. I am powerful. I am eternal. I am multidimensional. Okay. So I do have some I am affirmations on my website, yanakalai.com. You can check that on. Also how to invoke the Vat Flame, yanakalai.com. It's on services page. Okay. And how do we do chakra clearing, cleansing through listening, solfeggio tones, healing music, the sound bath therapy with crystal bowls. And studying universal laws extremely important, right? If we want to bring the divine justice online. 13 principles of natural laws, Ascension glossary, Lisa Renee. Her website is Energetic Synthesis. You can even study that, and we can go over that next time, because repetition, building the momentum, right? The platform, raising the frequency vibration to manifest here on that physical plane. First, things have to kind of solidify themselves in those higher etheric planes, and then we can bring them down here, praying for awakening, right, for the ascension going well, and so on, for healing. So many people need help in healing, and also so many people are choosing to go, and that's okay. And then we have the book PTSD Time to Heal from Kathy O'Brien. She actually released a movie documentary. It's on trans.movie, and everything that happened to her because she was sold to the 3-letter agency, right? CIA, for the MK Ultra project called Monarch. And it was brutal. So she explains everything there, guys. This is true. That's been happening, and these demoralization things, right? Of this country, right? Happening right after World War II with all these projects, right? Well, the Nazis, the Gestapo infiltrated the entire infrastructure and so on. People thought, oh, the Germans lost, the Nazi lost, but they got hand in hand with the Draconians, with the Orion group, with those Zetas, the Zeta collectives, with those negative aliens, with those fallen archangels. So and all these treaties, right, happening behind the scenes, so everything exposed, all these projects and all these classified information needs to be declassified 100%. We're doing ET disclosure 100%, no stone unturned. And so you can check her out. We're creating this New Earth Society, right, with fair jurisdiction, with a new military branch, whether it's a Space Force and so on, because we're going galactic, we're going quantum, and everything happening, right, in truth, integrity, fairness, and unity, equality, because we all come from source. Okay. So there is this unity in diversity. We are respecting everyone's differences, and we are expressing those differences with loving kindness, not like somebody here around me, right, in healing profession, like screaming, shouting, yelling. I mean, ego, right, the negative ego integration. If I mention that, people don't like that, or they think they don't have to do it with me and the work that I do and people around. Yes. And there's nothing wrong with it. Look what happened to us. Look how we were abused. Look how we were mind control. Look what is happening with children. All this adrenochrome. Look, all these satanic ritual abuses. Of course you get angry. Of course, the ego comes up and so on. But we have to learn how to work with all these energies, right? And somebody has to do then the integration and the synthesis, this energetic synthesis. Lisa Renee, right? She's a guardian. She teaches all that. She's great in that. So we had the Ascension protocol, guys, and what else? The New Earth jurisdiction, right? You can find it, download it on my website, yanakalai.com. So remember who you are. You're a divine being of light, living woman with heart and soul under the land and soil lawful jurisdiction. We are going back to the original constitution of 1776, right? And all these lawsuits and everything, remember there are two jurisdictions, right? Of the Satanists, Luciferians, with the Luciferian satanic agenda, with that shadow government, with that shadow military, with that MIC, ICC, and so on. And now we are studying, we're going back to the law of one. That's how we were designed by those Christos founder races, free will, but obeying or flowing with God's will and understanding God's law. Very important. Now also the divine feminine is coming back online. We are resurrecting the platonic solid, especially of space dodecahedron, right? Because the space, I mean, all the corruption in this invisible world, right? How they were distorting the sacred geometry and all these platonic solids, right? Let's say the whether it's the swastika, I mean, in Hindu, in that true form, it's actually the symbol of cosmic cycle. Okay, so understanding that sacred geometry, the sacred symbology, the esoterica, right? So you have to go deep within the mystery schools, right, of the Essenes, not of the Cabal and the Illuminati, the Leviathan race, and the fallen ones. So very important to differentiate it, all that, distinguish. That's why I talk about the purification of the mind, deprogramming, rewiring the subconscious mind from all this conditioning and programming, right? That guilt, blame, and shame, that all needs to be acknowledged and then resolve, right? Invoking the violet flame, using positive affirmations. Don't be afraid of that darkness or looking at all the skeletons in the closet. Just don't be afraid of it. Just face it. Learn your lesson, because that's how you can transform it, transmute it, and have those pearls of wisdom that you can teach and share with others. So since 2012, right, that we're implementing the universal laws. That's the Light Alliance, the Galactic Federation. They're assisting us with the planetary evolution, and we're transitioning to the next octave, the higher realm. Here people talk about the fifth dimension, but we're going back to the original divine blueprint, the Stargate 12, Aramathena, and with 12 strands of DNA being resurrected. Okay, and we talk about the dark forces, their negative alien agenda, and the oligarchs and their multinational corporations and pharmaceutical industries. They're covering up serious genocidal crimes against the earth population, and of course they have been ignoring and disrespecting the natural laws. So that's why we have to take the responsibility. We have to understand and really embody the natural law, so we know what we are doing. Okay, and so it means their jurisdiction is null and void, right? Because the abuse of power and authority, in finance, right, in commerce, religion, science, medicine, technology, entertainment industry, academia, media, press, politics, and with their on and off world military branches with highly advanced alien AI technology, cloning factories, it's just become extremely unfathomable. Okay, and they are prosecuted for their heinous crimes. We have the cosmic trials and the galactic military tribunals, of course. I mean, Corey Good talks about it. I don't know where David Wilcock. I mean, there are other people talking about that kind of stuff. Rumble, right? I don't know if I have to start downloading my stuff on Rumble. But I do it on, like I said, on that galactic level, right? Because we're dealing with those negative aliens in those astral plane, in those extremely high densities. We're talking about the secret space program, the shadow military, extraterrestrial industrial complex, and the DARPA with all these robotics, and with the Black Sun operations and covert sound and weaponry, including psychotronic scalar weapons for psychological and biospiritual warfare on global population, including mind control, right? The genetic engineering, the galactic human slave trade, including child sex trafficking. They all have to answer for all their atrocious crimes. And here we go, the Galactic Command here with the Galactic Codex. We are now under the law of one. I do work with the Arshta Command from that 11th dimension. or 16th dimension, okay? Because there's this Cabal version of the Ashtakomen, and also the Cabal version of who Jesus was, the Cabal version of Bible, and so on, guys. That's why I studied the material from Ashayana. That's the guardian materials, Ashayana Diane, and her books, right? Even though it was written 2 decades ago and so on, and the ascension plans being actually changed for so many times. I know that Lisa Renee talks about the ascension, the inner work, right? So that's why her newsletters are extremely valuable. They're priceless. And so the Galactic Codex represents the legal basis for all actions of the Galactic Federation in this quadrant of the universe. It represents and all actually quadrants of the universe, right? Of this universe. So it represents a systemized code of inner ethics of all souls of solar light, Christed light, which reflects their inner truth. The Galactic Codex forms an essential part of the new or judicial structure that defends the basic rights and liberty of all sentient beings in this universe. It aims at developing a harmonious and peaceful galactic cosmic society based on truth, integrity, unity, solidarity, and sovereignty. You can read the Galactic Codex Simplified, the law of divine grace, right? We have the right for physical and spiritual abundance, the right for ascension, the right to connect with our spiritual family, galactic family, the right for all information, including our ancient history, galactic history, and right to be free and sovereign, to enjoy ourselves, enjoy our lives, enjoy our family lives, but at the same time being in service, being on our mission. That's pretty much my whether agenda, how you say that, my narrative. I mean, this is my structure. I'm here to pretty much to serve, because I want to be on my mothership, spaceship, in my spacesuit. Okay, here I'm here in this physical dimension, still operating, even though what happened, oh my god, in that military, those black ops operation, all these experimentations that also been done on me, including the mind control and you know, the super soldier thing and the assassin thing. I mean, I'm a yogini. So overriding all the binaural codes, you know, the Metatronic reversals, because those guys are in the electrostatic bodies. They're Merkaba, you know, they're in that artificial Merkaba kind of field. That's why they have all these problems. And, you know, the SSP knows that. The DARPA knows that. The three-letter agency, they know everything. It's for us to educate ourselves about those kind of things. So then we know how to be of service, how to help. But first we have to heal ourselves, right? Extremely important. The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not be in want. Right? The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He restores our souls. And the love for God fills our cup. And then we can fulfill the divine plan on earth. And then we have the law of balance, of course. Then, you know, it's time for them, the negative ones, to accept the Galactic Codex. So they can see the consequences of their actions, right? That's why I have the Ascension protocol for the military, the warriors, you know, and so on. So see what happens, because I don't want to play that tug of war with them anymore. No control, no manipulation. Let go, let God. If you cannot do it, that's fine. We need to then think of something else. Here people communicate with me, right? There has to be a certain code of ethics here, and with composure. Okay, boundaries, God, sovereign, free boundaries, extremely important. No more sucking energy from me, because those guys, you know, they're hooked to that that AI, Nazi Neuralink, you know, with the CCP thing going on with those nanobots and being mind controlled, and the 5G towers, the brain microwaved. I mean, the damage that the negative ones done to humanity. Now you can see children, right, supposed to be vaccinated in California. What is this all about? But these things been happening. in those underground military bases, and then you can see those guys, the soldiers, the military, the Marines, you know, the special forces, the Navy SEAL, right, or also what happened in Benghazi. The good guys, right? It's time for them to be free, to be liberated, so they can share the truth with others. Because with the frequency fences, right, with all these attacks, that's why the inner work is so important, guys, and having connection to your higher self, to your oversoul, and to your guardians, to your ascension guides is extremely important, so you can do the work. Yeah, the protection from the light divine, extremely important. So the law of intervention, right? So the Galactic Federation has the right to intervene in all situations where the Galactic Codex has been violated. To me, it was in military, for sure, 100%. The U.S. military infiltrated by, whether it was the Khazarian Mafia, by those negative aliens with their negative alien agenda. So that all needs to be corrected and brought to light with all these seductions, with all this rape and torture. Look what happened to women in military, right? And I know what happened to the guys in the military as well. So, and it's also time to educate yourself, guys. That's what we do. The education is very important. We're giving you guidelines, right? The Ascension protocol, the New Earth jurisdiction, the quantum manifestation protocol from Marina Jacobi, so we can start educating yourself about the quantum. I mean, that's our nature. We're going quantum galactic. That's who we are. Time to be part of the galactic society. And of course, we had some hostage situation going on, so that requires skillful negotiation, tactical approach. And we have the right, we have the right to call the Galactic Federation for assistance. And they do their best to help improve the living conditions here on Earth for each and every sentient being. So we're implementing the Galactic Codex here in all sectors of the universe where the Galactic Codex has been violated. And so part of the natural laws, the universal laws, is the golden rule, right? So how do you want to be treated? That's how you treat others. One should treat others as one would like others to treat oneself. And it is a two-way relationship between oneself and others. It's a win-win situation. And law of cause and effect, what goes around comes around. So be aware of your projections. When we get angry, right, we acknowledge that, but through self-love, self-care, and using spiritual tools, we can transmute that negativity and send it back to God, to source. Or stand strongly in your power and be aligned with the divine will, you know, with the Galactic Codex. It means you have to be educated. You have to know what you are doing. Resurrect your DNA, resurrect your power, resurrect all your energies that have been siphoned from you. So, because positive loving actions bring positive and loving results, negative and fear-based actions bring negative and fear-based results. Our actions bring our own results based on what we have chosen. Are we choosing love? Are we choosing fear? So the importance of education is very important. Law of divine oneness, law of unity, law of structure, guys. So all is created by the mind of God, right? That's the force field, the energy, the golden liquid light, prana, chi. And we exist within this field of mind, of energy. So we are one with it. So learn how to, you know, manage first our energies, our emotional body, mental body, right? Have a strong astral shield, right? Put the armor of God if you're dealing with those negative aliens and with their negative alien agenda. If you're doing the shadow work, if you're the warrior, the spiritual warrior, the rainbow warrior, right? Because the codes also, they have been receiving, we've been also being activated, you know, ancient Atlantis or ancient Egypt, you know, the Atlantis, the high priestesses, and also the times of Lemuria, right, where we were actually initiated, just like Yahshua D12 in those pyramids. But again, the infiltration, whether Mr. THOTA, the thought, you know, we are going back to the Emerald Covenant, right? Exactly how it was designed by those Christos founder races. And it is what it is. So to access the universal mind through that inner core and being calm, right? So the purification of the mind is extremely important. And so to co-create with the divine, we use high quality of thoughts, of visualization, even the language, right? Be careful what you say. Words are power. We are very powerful beings. And so we bring heaven on earth through the right use of the connection to this force field of oneness. Again, you can download that material. It's on my website, yanakalai.com, right? Even the commanders, right? They have meetings, conferences, gatherings, the conclave, right? Commander Sananda, here people know him, as Yeshua or Jesus, okay? Ashtakomin, and there are other commanders, guys, here. Okay, so the Athena, so and the Native Americans, the Native Indians, they also have to resurrect their traditions, right? People coming from the star, so they can do the native work. That's what they inherited. That's their culture, tradition, their duty, and even responsibility. And what else, guys? I told you, the misuse of crystal technology. Oh, so that was the information from Ashayana. Maybe I can go over that next time, and we can also go over the universal laws as well. Like I'm telling you, like we're eternal. Abun de bashmaya nitka de shamoch. Tete mal kutach nechwe tibiana aikana de bashmaya ahbar ah. Havlan lach manasun kanan yaumana. Wash buklan haubain wachtahin. Aikana daf kanan shwakan lahabain. Wala taklan lanasuna. Ela patsan min bisha. Mitul de lachem mal kuta wahe la watashbuhta. La alam almin. Amen. So there was Lord's Prayer in Aramaic, resurrecting those energies as well of the true teachings of Yahshua, D12, and so on. So that's a lot here that I wrote down. And there was an awesome newsletter from Lisa Renee. That was the cosmic cycle, the Rouge pillars that are correcting the dark matter. I mean, the negative ones, they just polluted everything. The dark matter, the sacred codes, the geometry, the solar system, the planets, the grids, right? The bulging of the grids, the rods, the exotonal lines. I mean, come on, because they can move planets. So that's what we've been dealing with, and all this radiation and polluting our electromagnetic sphere and so on. So everything is going back to its natural flow, natural occurrence, right? And we have to heal our bioneurology, heal our body, because it's a very powerful vessel of sacred codes, sacred geometry, of living light and light of prana chi. Okay. So again, the sun is shining, guys. I gotta go. Oh, very important, have your Merkaba around, the 12D shielding, right? I talk about that 12D shielding from Lisa Renee, energetic synthesis, and so on. So and know how that operates, the Christic natural electrical electromagnetic spinning of the true Merkaba tetrahedron. So again, understanding Platonic solids in that correct way, 45 angles, not the 55 activation, metatronic, reversal, grid, and so on. That all needs to be healed. And detachment from the external, just be in this world but not out of it, right? And non-attachment, detachment, just feel that divine spark that is within you. You're on a Christos mission, activating your DNA so then you can be of service and make this world a better place. So let me end here, and I will build upon that next time. Many blessings and namaste. Enjoy your day or night or morning. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.